Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Hamar Experience. Today is Monday, the 17th of October. Today is Hamar Experience number 13, so weeks are going like fast. And I'm here today with Romy Ortiz and with Toril Munk. It's a pleasure to meet you again. And last week was a very intense and active week, so I have many things to share with you. And I will have the pleasure to interview my both guests here today at Physical Lab. Okay, we're getting more and more visitors coming in at the Bazaar building. It's very exciting for us to have this kind of experimental space to receive any kind of contribution of any different sort of. And it's very nice because people really feel free and feel spontaneous enough to come in and to say, okay, I have an idea, I want to share it with you. How can I join the activities? What is Dream Hamar? Because we feel that there's so many things to be communicated that sometimes it feels like it's really difficult to get the information through, because we all know it's a huge challenge for us because it's a very short time of period and we have so much to communicate that it's been quite intense. Okay, last week there were several kind of activities. On Monday we launched the app Dream Hamar. Dream Hamar is available for free at the Android market. You can download it, you can test it, you can install it in your Android smartphone, and you can send your ideas, you can post them either through the app or also on the website. And the idea is to use different kind of tools to reach different kind of people, to bring their feelings, ideas, and dreams to the project. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some pictures of the other day. Okay, this is some pictures of this event, and people were installing the app in their mobile phones. And when we were very happy because it was in both local newspapers, so there was quite a lot of information about it on the websites and the newspapers. So we hope that people get really interactive with this and they use it in the best way to collect as much information as possible. So, okay, I'm going to interview now Romy Ortiz. Romy, hello, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay. Romy is a geographer, right? She's coming from Oslo, and she's going to direct one of the workshops on environment next week on Tuesday, and I'm going to ask her how she's gonna do it and what are her feelings about the Stuttgart and so on. So, where are you from, Romy?
That is a good question, actually. I'm originally from Peru.
Yeah.
I grew up in Western Norway, and I went to the university in Bergen.
Yeah.
And now I live in Oslo.
And now you're working for Hamar.
Yeah, I like to be everywhere.
Yeah, you have to be global, you know. Okay, what do you think about Hamar so far?
I came here for the first time with this project, actually. Many weeks ago, a couple of months ago maybe, and it was very interesting because when I first arrived I was supposed to find Stortorget, and I was walking, I thought maybe this is it, and I asked some of the first plazas or talks that you meet at the beginning of the street, and people said no, you have to go further. And then I finally arrived up here and I asked where's the Stortorget, and they said this is it. And I was like, no, it can't be, this is just a parking lot. But no, this is Stortorget. And I was very like surprised.
We should explain the meaning of Stuttgart. What's the meaning exactly of the word?
It's a big
main square.
Main square, yeah.
That's the funny part, right?
So that's what I had in my mind, right? And when I came, it was a parking lot. So that was my first meeting with Hamar. And later on, I think during the opening of Dream Hamar, I got to meet a lot of people here from Hamar, and then I got a much better impression. And I was very happy to meet so many interesting and happy people.
Yes. Okay, your specialty is human geographer. Can you tell us briefly what that means?
Yeah, that is also a good question. human geographers, I like to often think as people that can do many different things. In Norwegian, you have this saying about the potato. You can use it for many different things.
Yeah.
That's the same with human geographers. And but one of the main things that we do is that we work with city planning, and we like to look closer to how people rate the places and spaces. Those are kind of the main terms, I guess, a human geographer works with.
That sounds very interesting.
It is very interesting.
And it's very much linked to architecture. I mean, I'm an architect, and I don't have probably such an holistic approach, but we're very much concerned about people, how people use the space, and the quality of the space for people to use it. So everything is quite connected. But,
and I think more and more human geographers are working together with architects now. It's becoming more common, and I think it's very good. Definitely, you get more fruitful spaces, well, both in towns and other places.
Okay. Well, this is a soundtrack of the interview. It's okay, Christopher. Okay, what made you decide to work on the environment, and at what point in your career did you decide to go for this?
Since I was quite young, I've been into different organizations and been very interested in working with environmental issues, and I also enjoyed very much being out in nature. And it's for me, it's become more and more an interest, also personal interest, but also as a human geographer, to see how people in the city can relate to environment and to the nature, because there's also possibility of doing this in the cities. And I guess also living in Oslo the past years has kind of pushed me towards a search for nature and environment, and I don't know, kind of a wish to work more with environmental issues in towns and in city, where maybe you don't see nature that much, but it is possible, I think.
Yes, well, I think to be in Norway, you cannot avoid nature somehow. It's like really present somehow or the other, right?
Yeah,
it's like it's very heavy and very very present, and it's a very nice feeling, I guess.
Yeah, we're very lucky in that way, definitely, and I want to work for keeping it a little bit that way. And also I'm very concerned about like children growing up in towns and cities. Like in Oslo, many children don't know where like the vegetables come from. They think they come from the store. So I think there's necessary to make a connection, even though you live in the city, to make a connection to nature and environment.
Okay, we've been talking before about the workshop that is coming up next Tuesday. Do you want to share with the people what's the idea that you have for next Tuesday's workshop?
Yeah, the next week I'm thinking that in Norwegian, when you translate the environment, now it's like in Hamar we have translated it as omgivelser. And I always tell people that it's about omgivelser, but med fokus på miljö, which means we're gonna focus. Med fokus på miljö.
I try my best in Norwegian, but it's really difficult. It's like, can you say that again?
It's about environment. You can say omgivelser as you translated it.
Yeah.
But I usually say med fokus på miljö, because
focus på miljö. And what's that?
Yeah. And that's because I want us to talk not only about like it's not environment in general. I want to look at more environmental issues connected to, for example, energy, and to like maybe waste issues, things more directly to the environment, and not like environment in general.
In general, yes. Because sometimes I think people, we ourselves are confused about, it's so big the word that you just behave the same way, and it's about also communicating that the environment is very much linked to our everyday life, very little decisions but repeated, all over, right?
Yeah. And what I want to do is, of course, also I'm very curious about all the thoughts and ideas and knowledge that people here in Hamar or have, and I want the workshop to be a place where everyone can come and to share their ideas, and also to talk about how the Stortorget can become a good place, not only for people but also for the environment.
Yes.
Something that can, there's a connection there that I want to work with. And
okay, I want to share some of the pictures that I think they're very inspiring. The pictures of last week's workshop. This is Hilde Gustava on the workshop from Tuesday, and I didn't understand very much about the workshop because it was in Norwegian, but I really know that people have fun and they have a very nice time. This is also pictures from Tuesday. And usually in the workshops, people gather as groups. Would you think you will organize also people working in groups on Tuesday?
I think we'll do that. It's a good way to work. It's often easier to share ideas when you can work in small groups.
What is this? I don't know. Okay.
This was the workshop about the activity?
Yeah. Okay, we have a great photographer in the team that takes beautiful pictures of the workshop, so I hope we... It was very nice to see also very different and very diverse kind of people attending the workshops, and that's one of the things that's one of the aims of this project, is to get people to debate and to discuss and to meet other people, a kind of making community. So it was very nice to see there was people in their 80s, there were people younger, there were people from that you could see they were foreigners or immigrants, and there were young people, there were all kind of and this is the workshop on Wednesday with Elgar Blitz. He produced some letters around the topic of making branding, city branding, and he brought these beautiful letters on Dream Hamar, and we were pushed to use them in a creative way. So we were pushed to get out and take some pictures in the square, or to use them like to dream what kind of uses we would like. And it was, I must say, it was very much fun, and it was very, very, very inspiring. Okay, what do you think? Another question, Romy, is we'll keep on seeing some of these pictures of how people really enjoy the session. And these are some pictures from the lecture. And the debate after the lecture. Anyway, very, very nice. Okay, what do you think, Romy, which are the most important environmental issues or challenges in Hamar or in Norway or in Oslo or in the 21st century? I don't know if we can talk about something very specific related to Norway, or we have to make it bigger.
Yeah, it's a big question. Related to Hamar, I'm not quite sure. Like in Oslo and also in Bergen, one of the things that the city, I think, struggle with is having clean air. It's a lot of from the traffic.
Pollution.
Yeah, pollution from the cars.
CO2. So it's about mobility related to environment, right?
Yeah, and on cold winter days especially, it's bad. In Bergen, even sometimes they tell people to keep their kids inside because the air is so bad. Yeah. Wow. And you would think in Norway, you don't have things like this.
Of course not. You have forests all over. You have so many woods and so many trees that should be, producing O2 and making the air cleaner.
Yeah. So that's also one of the reasons why I also very concerned and interested in green areas in the cities, in keeping like green lungs for the cities.
You were also mentioning this afternoon about this idea of bringing green solutions into the urban environment, like green walls, green different kinds of ways of implementing green solutions.
I'm very interested in that, and I'm not quite sure if you like in Hamar have a garden, like an urban garden, but I know in some cities in Norway, like in Oslo and in Bergen, in Trondheim, we have like community gardens, and I think at least in Oslo, it contributes very much to keep a cleaner air. Because you have trees, but you have like a green space, and it's also a great place to go to when you need to get out of the city environment, with cars and buses and trams and underground and a lot of people and crowded. It's nice to have a place like that. So I'm very excited about hearing what the people here think about this, and I found some quite interesting pictures online about different projects all around the world, and I'm looking forward to see their reactions and hear their ideas about what we can do here.
Okay. And what do you think about Stuttgart? Well, you said that at first, about your first impression. Okay, what do you think about Dream Hamar project?
Well, it is a great project. I think Hamar has done a very good choice going for a project that has, like the aim is to have a process, where you involve people. And I think it's a good example. I think this will be more and more used around the world. And also in city planning, I think it's going to become more common. And it's a great opportunity to be one of the first cities in Norway that actually does something like this. Has the
boldness.
To go.
the power to do it.
To show it's a good example and to involve people and not only just go for this is the best solution, we'll do it like this. But you want to involve people, and you have, all this autumn has been about activities, and somehow there must be a way that there's a little bit for everyone, I think, which is it's I think it's amazing. It's really good, and I live in Oslo, and when I heard about this, I was like, I want to be part of the team. I want to go to Hamar, and I enjoy being here. And, I've been meeting a lot of interesting people too.
Okay.
So
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Romy. It was a pleasure to have you here, and we'll see you on Tuesday
next week.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Now we have we have with us Toril Hegen Munk. Is that all right?
Yeah.
More or less. My pronunciation of Norse is even getting worse. It was never good, but now it's getting worse. So welcome, Toril. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes. Well, I saw in the picture that you were attending the workshop on Tuesday with Hilde Gustava, and I guess you are very much concerned about the universal design, of course, and also about the design itself.
Yes.
Let us not just think about the universal design. So, what do you think about the workshop on Tuesday?
It was fun.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good start.
Yes, and I also find it important that so many different people were joined on these workshops, because we have all different people have different dreams.
Yes, of course.
And different needs, and people were good, and they were active. And we were sitting around tables and tried to tell each other what we wanted this square to be for me or for Hamar.
Okay. I read here that you are one of the members of the Norwegian Association of the Disabled.
Yeah,
And for how long have you been enrolled in this association?
30 years or more.
30?
Yes.
That's a long time.
Yes.
I was almost not even born. No, I'm just
No,
exaggerating. That's not true.
I'm keeping up. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I guess the situation has changed a lot in the last 30 years, and I guess there's been a huge progress in terms of making the spaces and the buildings as much accessible as possible. Can you give us a brief of how the situation is and how it was 30 years ago?
In '76, we got a law that said they were not allowed to build more buildings without thinking about people with different kind of disabilities. But there were no what do you call it, sanksjoner, sanctions.
Okay, fines.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Economic fines, yeah. So people will just respect it or not.
yeah,
Okay, yeah. It's
and they
always
did
safe.
not.
Of course.
Yeah. But then we have been working with the government and communities for all these years. But it wasn't before we got the law that said now it's going to be universal design, and it was actually my organization who started the struggle
Yeah.
to get where we are today. And we have come so far that there's a law that says all new buildings from 1.5 years ago and forward, we are not allowed to build without thinking about everybody. Everyone has to be included.
Yeah. So it's about universal accessibility 100%.
Yes, and the main entrance is always going to be the main entrance for as many as possible.
Okay. Okay.
Old buildings in Norway, which we have lots of,
Yeah.
in 2025, also those buildings has to be restored.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also to have the universal design.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you have a lot of work here in Norway, I guess.
Yes, we have.
Many things to fight for, or
Yes.
just to defend, or to debate about. Or,
Because we have the law,
Yeah.
but we are working with people's holding attitudes.
Perceptions and
Perceptions.
attitudes towards.
Yes, because you can say it's not allowed to discriminate a person because of the skin color.
Of course.
But when we said it's not allowed to discriminate people with disabilities, there you have immediately people who are thinking dollars, norske kroner, Norwegian crowns.
Norske
How
kroner.
much will
It's
this
gonna
cost me to let people in?
Yeah.
And so we have to work with the attitudes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I must say that from universal design, from this kind of word, I like the word universal because it means that any one of us can have any kind of disabilities at any point of our life. And I like this idea of last week when we were listening to Elger Blitz's lecture, I like very much because he said he showed one of his examples of work, and it was a playground that he has been commissioned for the disabled, and he was saying, "No, come on, what are the disabled? The disabled is to be on a wheelchair, is to be blind, have a blind problem. It's about autistic. It's about mental disability. I mean, there's all these kind of disabilities." And he and his team designed a beautiful playground which was absolutely accessible for everyone, but of course also taking into consideration these other disabilities. So I don't know, what do you think about this? Do you think that somehow everyone at a certain point of our lives we have some kind of disability.
Yes. Something as simple as being drunk.
That's a temporary disability.
Yes.
I never thought of that.
Yes. And
Yeah, that's a good example.
if you have been playing football and then you have hurt your leg and you have to go with crutches for a while,
Yes.
and even if you have to use crutches 2 days, you will feel that why did I build this house?
Yeah, of course, with so many steps.
Yes. And we start our lives with the need of our parents or other people to do things for us, or really when we are in vogn.
In infant stage.
Thank you. Infant stage. And when we are getting old, we are starting to walk with rullatorer. Also, old people with
These pushing things. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
to sit on and have with them. So everybody once in a lifetime have experienced that it's not so easy.
Yeah.
And it's not itself to having to be a handicapped person. It's not a big fuss. It's the surroundings that does that we want to get rid of, fix,
Okay.
and get to be universal.
Yeah. Okay. Now, from I'm an architect.
Yes.
And I design all the time. Public space, buildings, and everything. And I guess you sometimes hate architects, do you?
No, hate.
Hate. I mean,
No,
that's just to make.
that's.
I'm exaggerating a little bit. I mean, how is your relationship with architects and architecture in general?
I'm so happy that he who is the leader of this project, he's one of the family at my home. We are not in family, but he's got to be our family. And I have other friends who are architects, and of course it's not so easy to talk with architects about universal design, because they think she want to bind me up. She wants to she what do I say? Often they think that you're not going to use your fantasy, because your fantasy is going to be about stairs and
restricted about the conditions.
Yes, but when I say universal design, I say I hope you have enough fantasy.
Of course.
Because you have to use fantasy
Absolutely.
to think in a new way.
Yeah.
I love Italian stairs with terracotta pots with flowers in. I think it's cozy. So we are going to have the stairs. It's a practical way of coming from the first to the second floor. But we do also have to think about people who doesn't use the stairs.
Yes.
So you have to have something extra.
Yeah, an alternative.
An alternative. And my daughter, when she was 7 years old, she doesn't use wheelchair, but I do.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then she said, "Mama, why do they have to use to build these ramper?
Yeah,
Ramps,
yeah.
as if they weren't supposed to be there." And a girl at 7 years, was able to see it, and I wonder, why don't architects see it? Why don't they see that you can build a ramp as if it's going to be there, something who belongs, not stairs in. You'll use lots of fantasy and build stairs and a ramp. Why can't everyone think stairs and ramp as a lot? And then it will nobody will think that it wasn't supposed to be there. It's a part of it. So and to see stairs as something to a ramp as something to sit on, to roll on, to walk on, to run on, to use what er det her?
Swing?
Nei. Nede på skate.
Okay.
Also you can do everything on a ramp.
Yeah.
You can't do everything in stairs.
Okay. And what about this universal accessibility? Which countries are leading the trend and are implementing it in the best way, like all over the world?
I think it's America, and that is because they have these sanctions
Okay. Yeah,
on
monetary,
money.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, you have to pay, and that's language people understand.
I think also they may have so many injured from the different wars they have carried.
Yes.
That they have a huge population.
But we have something they don't have. We have not so many sanctions yet, but we have so we can't. In my wheelchair, I can't come all over where I want. That you can in America,
Yeah.
but you can't get a wheelchair.
Yeah.
We have the social system in Norway that gives me free of charge a wheelchair to use as I want. So it's good to have both.
Yeah.
And there Norway are good. There America is not so good there. And the place and it perhaps it will warm your heart. The city all people are talking about universal design is Barcelona.
Yes.
Where they have this charter that you know. Yeah.
Yes.
And if every city who's going to build something that as Hamar does, if they could also make this charter and say we are going to be the best.
Yes.
Best city on universal design, and not only saying it but also meaning it, and doing it.
Doing it, of course. Of course. Now, let's talk about Stuttgart. What do you dream for Stuttgart as a citizen?
What I dream about out here?
Yeah.
When I think about when I come to a place, I go and I often sit on squares around in Europe, in France and especially in Italy, and I go to places where the people who are living in this certain city have their daily life. Selling things, grumpy old guys sitting on a bench telling lies from their youth, old ladies in black dresses knitting, and this daily life will be different from city to city, from country to country. And I want Hamar to make our square with our bench, with our grumpy old guys, and I want a square where no one are excluded.
Yeah.
I want everybody to be included, 365 days a year, and it means that in Norway, where we have winter and snow and summer and sometimes sun, often rain, you have to think also about where do we place the snow in the winter time.
Absolutely, yes.
So you have to think what do we have to do to let all people in Hamar take part in this square, to feel that this is my square and it's your square, but if everyone can think this is my square, because here I can see my grandchildren play, I can have a quiet moment for myself. And we were talking about earlier, you were talking about the green environment and to have a big square, so we can join all in the 17th of May, who is our big national day. And in the 1st May, where we can hear the speeches and sing the songs, and all the other days, people a square where people are mingling, just being there. I want to be there because it's a nice place. It's a place where you can buy eggs and tomatoes and flowers and strawberries in the summertime, and where I can sit and take a glass of red wine in the evening, where I can hopefully look at Mjøsa,
Yes.
our lake, and also hopefully this building where we are now will have activities that people want to join in. Yes, and you have the culture house and the library and the cinema, and why can't these things also come out in the square and the square into the house? So we have lots of things around the square that I hope can be a part of the square.
Absolutely, yes.
On every edge. Yeah.
Okay, and how do you manage when it's like this thick of snow? How do you move around the city usually? Like, do you live in the center or you live out?
I live out of center, and when I come to Hamar at winter time, I drive through the center and out on the shopping center, because there I can park and I can drive in and find lots of shops there, because it's impossible to come from shop to shop here in the center on the winter time. And I don't want a square where we have warm underneath all over. I don't think we can afford it, and I don't think we need it. I think this square, hopefully we can get meter with ice for the children.
I find that very shocking, considering that you have Musa and it's like I don't know, 30 kilometers to the other side, and it's really frozen. And then people say, "No, we need a skating ring." Or you have the lake there, which goes completely frozen and amazing in the wintertime.
Yes, but you have the
No, but they
grandma.
say it's not the same.
No.
This is an urban experience.
Yes, and grandma is going to look at her
Little kid
yes,
skating.
skating, and she needs a bench, and you don't have benches on Mjøsa.
Yeah, the only problem about here skating is that
Yes.
you will always go like a
Yes.
if you fall, you really fall to the to the down part, to
Yes.
the bottom part of the square.
So, and we have down in the park in the wintertime.
Oh,
You
really?
also have
Some facilities there?
big ice skating.
No, I didn't know.
No?
Mhm.
Yep. Mm.
Okay. Okay, and now some wish or dream for the politicians, for the architects, and the architects in general, not these ones, and also for kind of for Norway. It's like, what would you say? What would be your message towards the politicians? What would be your message for the architects in general, not the ones in charge of Stuttgart? And what would be your message, like how is Norway going to deal with this, and what are at which point we are at the moment? How can we improve the situation? So.
I think at Hamar now we have the possibility to do things right from the start on this square.
Yeah.
Because we bought the politicians at Hamar dared to buy the process. And it's the first time I've been part of a process from the start, and I was joining the group who told the politician to do it, because yes.
I think I saw you on the newspaper
Yes.
sometime, like double page.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you buy ordinary usually in Norway we buy a package.
Yeah.
And this package you buy, you also can buy some small parts of other who has been in the same competition from the other architects, and so be it. This time, this grumpy old guys have the possibility to come down here and say, we want a bench.
Absolutely. Yes.
Or we want a pentank.
Yeah.
And people have, as all kind of people in Hamar, has the possibility to join in the workshops.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We know about this. We can't say, oh, I haven't heard about it. And what I say, it's okay if you don't join in now.
It will be too late then.
It will be too late, and don't come afterwards and say why this and why that, because everybody is now
was given the possibility to take part.
Yes. And it's not my job to make this square a square with universal design. It's your job.
Yes.
But I can join in and say, oh,
Don't forget.
I use the wheelchair daily.
Yeah.
And I know perhaps something you don't know.
Absolutely. Yes.
And people who aren't are blind can come and say, we can't have these stones at the square.
They already did. Yes.
Because people who are not have trouble with their eyes, they can be hurt. So we know something that you are not going to. You don't need to go and think daily. When you are walking around, I don't. You are not. You shouldn't have to think about. Oh, will Toril come here? Oh, this I can't do that because of Toril, eller I can't do that because you don't think about it before it's necessary. You are going to follow the law, and I'm going to tell you why you are going to follow the law.
Yes, yes.
So I think this process is giving us the opportunity to find ways of working with this kind of project, and perhaps others can learn about that. And I think it's very it's good. It's a good process.
Okay, okay. Do you know about the activities that are coming up, and will you be able to attend any of them, or
Yes, I'm going to be joining with that with people.
the people?
Yeah.
Of course. And there will be for people activities. We will have a Moki Rian for as the local person, and then Andres Valizar, who is a sociologist coming from Spain. And I think they're both very nice, so I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. And do you have some friends or some people from your network attending any of the activities?
It's not other than me so far, but on these workshops with people, I'm going to take a phone, make a phone call to the organization for the blinds.
Yes, please.
And other organizations that I missed so far.
Yeah.
And I hope they join in.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you very much, Tori. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Same.
And it's good to see that there's been 30 years
Yes.
fighting for the same. So
Yeah.
I guess you succeeded in many different issues, and that must be very, very...
Small steps.
Yeah, of course, always small steps,
Yep.
but in the right direction.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, Toriel. And well, that's about it. I just want to remind, I don't know if there is any question, Christopher? No questions? Everything is very clear, so that's very good. Okay, I want to thank both Romy and Toriel for their participation of today. It was a pleasure. I just want to remind you that the online workshops are having place during this month, and you can find all the information at dreamhammer.org. There is these open sessions that are very interesting, and I know both courses are amazing. And also I want to remind you about next week's activities. Next week we will have a Romy Ortiz workshop on Tuesday, and Jenny Fau, coming from Cradle to Cradle organization from Hamburg, Germany, leading the workshop on Wednesday and giving a lecture on Thursday. So that's about it. Well, no, that's not about it. Sorry, I forgot to mention that we're doing an action with VEA students from the Landscape Art Gardening School that is close to Hamar. It will be implemented this Friday, and then on Saturday we will have a mushroom soup lunch. What's the name of, sorry, Christopher, what's the name of the organization of the mushroom thing?
The witches something, witches organization.
Witches?
Yes.
That's weird. But that's that. Okay, just say the Norwegian name.
Hex, I don't remember.
Okay.
Witches.
Okay, I didn't know that was a very weird name. Okay. Okay. These people are engaged and professionals of the mushrooms, and they're supposed to be given some advice and training on how to know if a mushroom is a poisoned one or not, or if it is okay to eat. So they will be coming. They will cook for us. I hope with not poisoned mushrooms. and they will bring this food. There will be this kind of little show on the mushrooms on Saturday, and also it will be the presentation of the action implemented by VEA students on Friday. So this is Green Hammer. It's gonna be Friday and Saturday, and I hope we have a lot of fun and we transform the street that is actually cut to the traffic from today, and it just looks, just by the fact that there's no cars now, it looks different and it looks great, and we'll make it even greater. So that's it. Thank you very much, everyone. If there is there's no questions, so I just leave. Thank you, and see you next Monday at 6 o'clock again. Okay, bye bye.
Så de har stengt torget?